What is up, everyone? It is day 3 for Warm Ballers headquarters here in Miami, where today we're making videos, going on TV for beIN Sports, and then hitting up a VIP party with PSG and Juventus ahead of their game tomorrow. It's no big deal. Right, Mike K?
Right.
That's right, that's how we roll. And we're gonna vlog it all, so you're gonna get to see it very soon. But first, before any of that other stuff happens, we need to talk about Alexis Sanchez. Because he has been the subject of one of the biggest transfer speculations of the summer behind Neymar. And maybe tied with Mbappe. He's getting a lot of love too, which seemed just like a little thing first with Sanchez. You know, just a frustrated player, which is normal after a long, hard, unfulfilling season of just winning the FA Cup. And something that Arsenal probably thought they could manage. But after the Confederations Cup last month when he was there playing with Chile, Alexis revealed his dreams of winning the Champions League, knowing damn well that his current club aren't playing in the Champions League next season, and I don't blame him for feeling this way. Since he's been in North London, the Chilean has been subject to ass-kicking after ass-kicking after ass-kicking in the round of 16. First, there was an embarrassing defeat to Monaco in 2015. Then Barcelona gave them the business the year after, which had to hurt because he used to play for Barcelona. Then Bayern Munich laughed him and his teammates off the field in a 10-2 victory over 2 legs this past season. So we could argue maybe Alexis is part of the problem. But then you remember that Arsenal got knocked out of the round of 16 for 4 straight seasons before he showed up. So okay, it's not him per se, but he's clearly not part of the solution either. And at age 28, and with the Gunners not looking like they're going to win the Champions League any time soon, and definitely not next season, because you know that Europa League. He wants to move to a true Champions League contender, and if you were him, wouldn't you do the same, or at the very least consider seeing what else was out there? Of course you would. So if he goes to PSG, the Parisian Giants would be getting a world-class attacker in his prime, who is sure to increase their chances of getting to a Champions League final, which is something the French club has never done before, because Alexis has a reputation, and it's a good reputation, for being a fighter, someone who always puts in terrific individual displays, even if the rest of his squad is not. However, his efforts have been more rewarded when he plays for his country, because he seems to be surrounded by players that are just as hungry as he is. And if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, that is some low-key motherfucking shade for Arsenal players. Now, while his move to PSG might mean less minutes for Angel Di Maria, Julian Draxler, or Lucas Moura, it would definitely be welcomed by PSG, because I think he's a better player than all 3 of those guys, and he'd be a great option to have as a backup striker should Cavani get injured or run out of gas at some point during a very long season. Though let's be honest, Cavani is a workhorse. He doesn't run out of gas. Also, financially, this would be a good move for PSG as well, because with just 1 year left on Sanchez's contract at Arsenal, he'd probably only cost them between 40 million to 50 million pounds, which is a decent fee when you consider the going rate for players of his class. And now let's take this one step further, because if PSG sign Alexis and Neymar, I mean, holy fuck balls! You might as well hand them every trophy available, because assuming manager Unai Emery could handle all of the egos properly, which will be no easy feat, they would arguably have the best attack in the world, because think about it, let your mind wander. They already had an attack that was good enough to put 5 past Barcelona despite missing loads of chances. And their midfield was already considered one of the best in Europe. And even if you come at me about their defense not being great, they got holes here and this guy sucks there and whatever, with that attack, they're gonna have the ball 70% of the game or more, so their defense won't be as big of an issue. However, if they somehow pull off the miracle and sign both of these players, then a couple of players are gonna have to go for financial fair play rules, if that's even a thing that clubs follow anymore. So Javier Pastore, Angel Di Maria, it's been fun. But Marco Verratti, are you sure you want to leave now? But enough about that possible move to PSG, which for me is the only destination that Arsenal would consider selling him to, because there is no way that Arsene Wenger lets him stay in the league and play for Manchester City. It's just not gonna happen. Or even let him go to Bayern Munich, because that's their Champions League rival that they can never beat, and you don't want to see him go to that team and then squash you in the round of 16 again. So instead, I want to talk about what it looks like if Alexis stays with the Gunners, which is a former player that once dabbled in the transfer market and moving to other teams. Once you make up your mind that you want to go and you start visualizing playing somewhere else and wanting a fresh start, it's hard to go back to the same situation. It really is, especially if your manager says this about you.
My mind has been made up for a while now. I think I've made it clear a few times that he is not for sale, and this is my stance. There's always something that comes in. If it's not Sanchez, then it's me, and but But I think Sanchez has got 1 year to go, and we have no need to make money. He will be part of the team next year, and after that I can understand it.
So you hear this as a player, and even though you know you signed a contract, you feel like you're not being listened to. It's like, dude, I'm telling you, I don't want to play for your club anymore. And then as a manager, you're like, nah, you're gonna stay and honor this contract you signed, and I don't care if you're unhappy because I'm in charge. You got it? And I assure you guys, that this only leads to frustration and resentment. So even though Wenger's stance to keep him on the team should come as a relief for the Arsenal fans in the short term, it could be a big distraction for everyone in the long term. But maybe it won't, because when Arsenal moved from Highbury to the Emirates, Wenger was understandably reluctant to spend in the transfer market and instead sold a lot of his star players. Ashley Cole was shipped off and he helped change Chelsea's fortunes. Thierry Henry was sold to Barcelona and he helped them win a historic 6 trophies in 1 calendar year back in 2009. Cesc Fabregas, who was sold to Barcelona as well, won titles in Spain and came back to England to do the same with Chelsea. And then there was Robin van Persie, who almost single-handedly dragged Manchester United to its 20th league title. So Wenger knows the quality of his biggest players and how they're capable of changing the fortunes of other teams. And with his club finally financially stable, as he claims, he can afford to lose out on a potential £50 million fee, then lose Sanchez and see him go win trophies somewhere else. Though let's be honest, we all know that Wenger's the beautiful game's ultimate economist, and he loves looking like a smart businessman. You can see it in his craggly looking face. So we shouldn't be surprised if he yields when the pressure to sell increases, and it looks like he's gonna get an incredibly good deal for his club instead of losing Sanchez for free next summer. Also, I've only addressed the club and manager's relationship with Sanchez, but what about his teammates? Because things could get awkward in the dressing room after he basically said that his team isn't good enough to win the Champions League, which, even though it's true, isn't something that you forget if you're one of his teammates. I mean, you might forgive him, but you're definitely not going to forget it. So that would take some work to do with them as well. So what do you guys think? What would you do if you were Alexis Sanchez? And then tell me what you would do if you were Arsene Wenger trying to handle this situation. Now, personally, if I was Wenger, I would let any player go that doesn't want to be there so that there's no drama affecting your season. Just get it done in the summer and be able to move on right from the start. So then you can get that extra cash for selling him and go buy someone who wants to be there, like Thomas Lemar from Monaco. That's how I would solve all of this. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.